Welcome to Shifted Reality, Law and Order Edition. When you run an SMP, certain rules have to be established so that everyone can have fun. And one of the members was accused of breaking several rules. These are the accusations against him. 1, he was using X-ray to mine for diamonds and oversaturate the market with excess amount of diamonds. 2, he was underpaying in the shopping district, taking items without paying the full fair share price. 3, he was accused of blowing up one of the shops in the shopping district and not fixing it. And 4, he was accused of taking from other people's farms, replacing their items they have been accumulating through AFK sessions with diamonds and setting back their progress on collecting things. Now, it's important that when you're running the SMP, you must treat all accusations fairly and give them the due credit that they need. But also keep in mind, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So let's take a look at some of these accusations. Here we were given a screenshot of a time he admitted in chat where he was mining for diamonds. And we came to check it out in a world download where we could set ourselves into spectator mode. And throughout the case, you see multiple points where he would randomly dig down to remove diamonds. There too. And several points where he would take the shortest path to where a diamond haul was, such as digging straight down to a cluster that was right here, dig back over here to a cluster that was right here, and then change direction and start coming this way for another cluster here. Now we were able to confirm that these spots all lined up to veins of diamond ore simply by loading the world seed into a fresh generation and looking at what was in these spots. And sure enough, every single one of these suspicious locations was a spot where he simply dug down, fetched a diamond, and then pillared back up and cobbled deslate, or otherwise continued on using an X-ray texture pack mod in order to collect the diamonds. So what we have is clear evidence that someone who knew about this tunnel came down here and definitely, specifically mined diamonds. And while we had proof that this tunnel was made by him, we didn't have proof that the obvious elements of the X-ray mod were carried out by him. So we did go through every single world backup that we had, and every instance where this mine occurred, it did in fact have evidence of an X-ray mod being used. So from the very moment in our backup copies that this mine appeared, there's evidence of X-ray mod. He initially denied it, but after pressing, he did eventually come clean, admitted that he was using a X-ray texture pack, as well as a night vision texture pack that gave him permanent night vision. And both of those are considered cheats on our particular survival server. So that first allegation, we have determined guilty. The second accusation, after he was using the X-ray mod to get a gloat of diamonds, he went on a shopping spree and bought out the entire shopping district. And the accusation is that he underpaid for the items he took, which didn't make sense to me, because why would you underpay if you're also using a cheat to get all the diamonds you ever need or want? That just doesn't add up. And here you can see where these items were in my own shop as to the number of items that were available. This is a backup copy of the world. The server backs up regularly. We keep them for various reasons. This was not necessarily an expected reason, but it's what we're using it for. Here we have a backup after he did his buyout, and you can see he did pay full price for the items that he took. And here's a clip from my recent episode that shows that it was, quote, underpaid for the fishing rods, which caught me off guard and I didn't think too much of it at the time, and underpaid for the bluefish. That said, we know that the underpayment, the missing diamonds, left my shop after he logged off and before the accusations were made of him underpaying in the shopping district. And so, on the second accusation, we know that he is not guilty simply because he wasn't online at the time the diamonds were taken from the shopping district. And therefore, he could not have been the one who had underpaid or / stolen the diamonds from the shopping district, causing the accusation that he was underpaying. Someone else is responsible for that. And we have suspicion as to who took the diamonds from the shopping district, creating the impression that he was underpaying for the items he was taking. But we can't narrow it down to a single person. So, be on the warning. We are keeping an eye on this. The third accusation was that he caused damage to a shop that he did not repair. And a sign does seem to point to him being the one who did it. And we did some experiments to confirm that a creeper did not have the blast radius of that kind of damage. A charged creeper potentially could have, or more likely and easier to accomplish, simply setting off some TNT in here would accomplish a similar result. But again, on the backup from the last time he was online and before the accusation was levied, there was nothing wrong with this shop. And you can see in this clip from my last episode, the damage occurred after the diamonds were stolen and after he was offline. So not him. So on the accusation that he was blowing up people's shops, another rule violation of the server, he is again not guilty. He did not do this, and someone was trying to frame him for it. The fourth and final accusation was that he was taking supplies out of other people's AFK farms and replacing them with diamonds. As you can see here, 9 stacks of gunpowder were removed and replaced with 25 diamonds. Not necessarily a bad trade-off for 9 stacks of gunpowder, but it is still a rule violation to steal from someone else's mob farms when you need to talk to them, make arrangements, make agreements on shared use, or purchase it from them while they are online. Unfortunately, there are 2 types of backups that we do. Regular backups that occur periodically throughout the day that ultimately get dropped for the final backup of the day that could have maybe narrowed down exactly who was online at the time that these diamonds were swapped. However, at the time that this occurred and was reported, the moderator who was told about it does not have access to the backups like I do. And so we only have the end of the day one to show that yes, this swap did occur. However, it could have been done by anybody who was online at that time during that day. So we cannot actually conclude who was responsible for it. So, on the principle of innocence until proven guilty, we have to say he is not guilty on this accusation either. So on our investigation of 4 accusations of rule violations, we have come to the conclusion. Yes, he was cheating using night vision and a X-ray to mine out diamonds, We're supposed to be a survival server. We want people to have to work and earn their achievements. But on the second and third accusations, he was very clearly being set up and framed for it because he was not online and there is somebody else who is guilty of blowing up shops and stealing diamonds, both of which are rule violations that are potentially as or even more severe than the rule violation of using a cheat to gain quick access to resources. And the fourth and final accusation, it is inconclusive as to who was responsible for it. There is no evidence to lead to a suggestion of one person or another and could have been done by anybody on the server. And therefore, whilst it is a rule violation, we can't say who it was and have to rule as not guilty. So the only conclusion we can come is that he was using cheats on a survival SMP, which is a violation that we will need to address. However, on the other accusations, he is not guilty of it, and there is clearly people trying to act nefariously on the server to set him up and achieve their own agenda of having him removed on a personal vendetta. So these things need to be resolved so that everybody can have fun on any SMP that they are on. Keep these thoughts in mind. Next time you're playing an SMP, if your admins and moderators are not willing to take you seriously and listen to what you say you did or didn't do, then come join us on our SMP because we will investigate everything and give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Until next time, have a good one. This has been a special Law & Order episode of Shifted Reality.